Hey everyone, Brett here. Good to be with you all. And I've got another question today. What's the question? What does it mean to let life lead without giving our power away? Okay. What does it mean to let life lead without giving our power away? It's a very interesting question, actually. And it's deep because life's always leading. Life's always leading. It's guiding us, it's directing us, it's sharing signs and signals and sharing lessons with us all the time. It just depends on whether we're aware of it or not. So we think we're in control. We think we're in the driver's seat. We need a certain level of participation. Yes, don't get me wrong there. And this is where it can become a little bit confusing, or otherwise there's a bit of a lack of clarity in regards to this, because we need to choose anything that we do. The problem is most of the time we're not actually choosing. If we're choosing to allow life to lead, even we're choosing to access another space where we're tuning into a different level of understanding, a different level of coherence, a different level of guidance, so to speak. Because otherwise, we're still being directed and we're being guided, not in a powerful way, but in a way that we're conditioned, programmed, organised by a certain system. If we're not choosing, we're being chosen for. And our unconscious patterns and programs, or the outside influences, are running the game, running the show. And life is still organising that, but it's just organising within inside a certain boundary, a certain format. Life is always organising. Without life, nothing is being organised. Nothing's happening. There is nothing without life. But this energy, this force, this creative intelligence that organises all things, that flows through all things, that is all things, that emanates all things, when it moves into form, it has a certain boundary or value of truth that it organises within. Okay. And when we're choosing this here, that we think we're in control, we've got a very limited bandwidth and capacity that's actually running the show. And it'll be generally moving away from things we don't want to feel or don't want to experience. And we're being run unconsciously in this way. So giving our power away, allowing life to lead. Allowing life to lead is really connecting with that intelligence beyond conditioning. Okay. And when we can do that, we can allow a different light to help organise our system and move us in a certain direction, which isn't now attached to all these unconscious beliefs, patterns, programs, systems of thought that have created patterns and programs within our nervous system, within our field. And so there's still a level of control, because it's really us deciding to choose this. And then life, or a higher capacity or level of life, starts to move things in a certain direction. And it starts to move it towards more wholeness, really, because life wants growth, it wants evolution, and it wants more. It wants us to experience more of what we truly are in our essence. And when we're attached to all this stuff, and running from our patterns and programs from here. The intelligence of all of life moving through this, it has to run through this pattern, has to run through this program. So all of a sudden, this vast intelligence that we're connected to part of, and that essentially is us, starts to run through this. And now that's who we think we are. We think we're this, and we think we're in control. When there's all of this going on here, and we're attached to this. So, letting life lead without controlling means not being attached here. Letting go of the attachment here, connecting to this space, and allowing that light or force or intelligence to tune in with us here. Not so much now bound to this. It's connecting in a different way, and it's very different. It's a very different way. When we, myself personally too, when I'm trying to control, trying to force. Actually, I've got a metaphor for you, actually, because a couple of weeks ago here, we sort of let things go a little bit. The garden had been let go a bit, hadn't been so looked after or otherwise tidied, and there were some storms and different things happened, and all of a sudden, a couple of days later or the next week, we come out and we've got tomato plants growing in the corners of two of the garden beds, and one in the middle of the lawn. And you say, "Oh, I'm here. I'm getting lots of tomatoes now, so I'm happy." Love tomatoes, but I just found this fascinating when I started to examine what life was showing me here, and life was teaching me here that letting go of the control. Life knows. Life finds a way. Really does. Like these tomato plants, they're booming. They look untidy. They look like a weed popping up in this corner of the garden, and they've just taken over. We're getting tomatoes there now. And one even popped up in the middle of the lawn. And so, life knows, and it finds a way. And we think we know. And what we think we know is very basic and very limited. What we tune into and receive from life is very different. It's not control. It's a level of coherence, but it's not control. It's collaboration. It's saying, I'm here, I'm willing to receive this guidance, and tuning into that, and then just responding from there, really. So I may have waffled on a bit here, but I think I've answered the question. We're not really, this aspect of us is not in control. That's all it wants to do. That's the rules that govern this ego-based mindset of ours is around controlling, but we're really only controlling with inside here. I've mentioned it a few times now. So let the force that organises control, and just tune in beyond our limitations and allow life to do its thing through us. Much love.